Hey guys, what's up? Nick here once again, and today we're going to be talking about something that's very special and near and dear to my heart within the Twisted Metal community that I feel needs more praise and it needs to be talked about more, just in general. And that is the modding community. If you've been around my channel for a while now, especially this past year, you may or may not know that I have done a ton of live streams showcasing different mods of the Twisted Metal games throughout the series. And that's all thanks to these amazing people that have taken time out of their busy lives to make mods on these 20-plus-year-old titles. It absolutely blows my mind that people are able to go into these old games that have been shipped out to over millions of people and to manipulate the code and to change things for the better, essentially to give these games late patches that they absolutely deserved but never were able to get due to the lack of technology at the time and of course the lack of online play and all that stuff back then. So yeah, it's just super cool being able to play these old games, but they feel like brand new titles with these added fixes. You guys might be aware of the EDGBLA mods. That's his name. It's a really weird, hard name to pronounce. But that guy and a couple other people came together years and years ago, I believe in 2020, 2021 or so, to make a hack for Twisted Metal 2, and they made a hack for TM3, and they've recently been working on a hack for Twisted Metal Small Brawl and maybe some other titles in the car combat world, but they're sadly been put on hold at the moment due to their lives just being way too busy. Totally understandable. But these hacks are absolutely goated. They're so fun to play. Their Twisted Metal 2 hack absolutely makes Twisted Metal 2 a better experience all across the board. For some reason though, Darktooth in this mod is actually impossible to beat. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, once you defeat regular Darktooth, the head just decides to connect to your vehicle and kill you instantly. So there's no real way to beat the game, at least from what I've been able to figure out. But the rest of the game makes up for it tenfold. It just makes the game feel so much better. The physics feel better. The inputs feel better. The actual special attacks like your freeze missile and mines and all that stuff actually work on command like they're supposed to. And there's been a lot of edits and tweaks throughout the entire story mode to make different characters just feel better than they actually have been in the main game and feel more balanced. On top of that, he added more levels in the tournament and gave you extra lives throughout the tournament as well, so you don't have to worry about using the level codes nearly as much. So all around, Twisted Metal 2 is actually a playable game now, thanks to this hack. He also did a Twisted Metal 3 hack, which is just as good as the TM2 hack, if not better in my opinion. It adds way more enemies to every level to make the tournament a lot more exciting and more interesting. Every character pretty much got a buff or a nerf, depending on what they needed to make the game feel more balanced. He added more areas in the game where boss battles take place to make it more exciting and interesting, if not a little bit overboard in the difficulty sections towards the end of the tournament. But all around, still a very fun experience and well worth your time if you've never played this. Especially if you're not a fan of Twisted Metal 3, I highly recommend giving this hack a try because you will absolutely have a blast in it. Also, I want to give one little reminder that if you want to try any of these mods and you've never heard of them or never played them before, I will have a link in the description below to the Twisted Metal Federation. Make sure to join the Discord, and then there'll be a section called Game Mods, and they are all free for you guys to try whenever you like. All the links will be right in there. And then moving on to the later games, we have Twisted Metal 4, which has been the most common mods that I've been playing on my streams and on my videos, which is from Pedro. This guy is an absolute madman in the best way possible. He's a super amazing person, a saint, if you will, and he has just gone way above and beyond with making Twisted Metal 4 one of my favorite games of all time now, let alone my favorite in the series, because of these mods. So the vanilla version of TM4, when you go back and play it after playing Pedro's mods of TM4, they're unplayable, in my opinion. The vanilla version is so lacking, it's so boring, it's every sense of the word, and it honestly makes me feel like now I understand why people didn't like TM4 back in the day. I still give TM4 credit where credit is due for certain things it did really well, but Pedro's mod just makes the game above and beyond better. There's so much better balancing with most of the characters. He's added new special weapons in the game with the created car specials, and I mean, he was even able to add me as a playable character in the game. Not literally, but he changed the name of Pizza Boy to Nick Boy, which basically made me a playable character, which is just super awesome. But yeah, he's made a couple different versions of the mods in TM4, One of them, which is my favorite one, was the Halloween edition, and that was the one that added me as a playable character and a couple of other YouTubers as well, which is really cool. And then he also was able to make the game basically overpowered, but in every great sense of the word. So every vehicle's special weapon was just overboard hilarious. A lot of fun, just absolute chaos if you want to give that a try. He also made a mod called the Childhood mod, which is the one he's currently working on and putting the most work into. And this is the one that I think is the definitive version of Twisted Metal 4. It's essentially just a ton of fixes to the vehicles to make them feel better while driving, different speed boosts, special weapon buffs, some nerfs, just to make the game feel a lot better all around. I just absolutely love the Childhood mod. And then his last version of the TM4 mod is the Revenge of the AI. And this was actually one that was extremely unique to me personally because it's the first time we've ever gotten a randomizer mod or something like that in a Twisted Metal mod. And what does that mean? As you guys know, in Twisted Metal, when you go into a tournament, it's never the same predetermined vehicles you go against except for the boss battles. So it's always pretty much a randomizer whenever you play the game, which is really cool. However, in this AI's Revenge version of the mod, not only did he make the AI just extremely excruciatingly hard and aggressive, which makes it super fun and frantic if you're really good at the game, he also gave a ton of buffs to most of the vehicles to make them more interesting and fun, just like the Halloween mod. But also, he was able to add or implement the bosses into the regular vehicles. So basically, when you start the game, for instance, on the Junkyard, normally you go against, I think, 3 characters and then you fight Crusher. But in this mod, you go against 7 vehicles right off the rip, and some of them can be boss characters. It's a complete random chance that you will ever get any boss characters, let alone some of them that could make your day a living hell. Sometimes you can go against Sweet Tooth right on the first level, which I think is hilarious. And again, it feels like a randomizer mod. Hopefully one day, though, we will get a legit randomizer mod that maybe like randomizes the placement of the levels in the tournament, or maybe randomizes the layout of the levels entirely, or where pickups are and health bars and stuff like that. It'd be really cool to get a legit randomizer mod made for Twisted Metal in the future. You never know, it could happen. And also, I did want to state that there is a link in the description to Pedro's PayPal. It's his own personal PayPal. None of it will go towards me, but it's just something that I like to showcase when I'm ever showing his mods or playing his mods on stream. Because of his free work, he gives me a ton of free content, and this is the least I could do to give back for saying thank you. So if you want to support him in any way, shape, or form, you can donate directly to him, and trust me, he will be forever grateful. And he's still working on new mods to this day, and he gives them out to free to everybody. So again, PayPal link in the description if you want to give him some extra love. So yeah, I just wanted to showcase a couple of these mods in this video and talk about my feelings of how the community has been keeping these games feeling fresh and new even in 2024. It still blows my mind that there's new versions of these old 20-plus-year-old games coming out that add so much new life to the game overall and make them feel how they were as a kid. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I hope that one day that we will see mods on like Twisted Metal Black and maybe even 2012 at some point. It'd be really cool to see that. There's a lot of amazingly gifted people in the Twisted Metal Federation community that are very smart, and they know what they're doing when it comes to creation of these mods. And of course, we have a lot of smart people out there that are making their own games in general, like with Unity and stuff, making their own Twisted Metal spin-offs, if you will, because, I mean, hey, if Sony won't give us a new Twisted Metal, damn it, we'll make our own, right? So it's really awesome to see this community coming together and making these new versions of these old games to keep the content flowing and to keep Twisted Metal in people's hearts year after year after year. I just can't wait to see what happens next with this modding community. So again, if you want to show some support to these guys, check out the link in the description below to the Twisted Metal Federation Discord. Hop on in and check out the mods for yourself and have a good time. And make sure to give them some love in there as well. And like I said earlier, if you want to show some extra love to Pedro, I'll have a link to his PayPal in the description below as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, share your support as always. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Hopefully see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.